In today's video, we got subs, we got speakers from Bavsound. What's up, you guys? Welcome to the video. If you're new here, my name's Josh. Thank you so much for tuning in to yet another video. Today we got a good one for you. Today I'm very excited. We are upgrading the audio in my 2015 M235i. It's an F22 with the standard HiFi system, so I'm very excited to upgrade to the Bavsound system. For someone like myself who values high quality music, I've seen a lot of my favorite artists on Function 1 speakers at big time shows and music festivals, so I'm very excited to upgrade the HiFi system in my M235i. We have a set of 2 ghost woofer subs for the underneath the seats of the front of the car, 2 speakers for the rear of the car, 2 speakers for the mid-range speakers in the door cards, as well as 1 speaker for the top center of the dash. And I'm very excited to upgrade. We should be getting a more accurate, punchier bass, as well as a ton more clarity in the audio, so I'm very excited. And the best part about this installation, the entire installation will be completely plug and play. So let's get started. Alright guys, so here is the beautiful Bavsound audio kit. So starting all the way to the left, we have the first ghost woofer sub that will be going underneath the seat. We have the top speaker that will be going on the top of the dash, as well as the mid-range speakers for the door cards and the very back of the car in the center. And here is what the sub looks like. Beautiful ghost woofer sub, looking beautiful, gonna give us that nice accurate punchy bass that we're gonna feel, which I'm so excited, because if you've had any amplifier subs in your car before, you know that bass massage is just fantastic. My old E90 used to have a huge sub, an amp in the back, took up the entire trunk. Absolutely loved it. So I'm very excited to upgrade the audio in the 235. One thing I'll note is I really love just the overall presentation. You can tell when high quality products just come in high quality packaging. Everything came just very secure, just locked, sealed. Everything was just so nice, and just you can tell it was consciously placed, consciously packaged, consciously done just to make sure everything was secure, nice, safe. Just the overall presentation looks fantastic, and the product looks even better. So I'm very excited to hear how good these sound. With getting started, we're going to start off with the subs. The housing to the subs is underneath both of the front seats. So the front seats are held on by 2 bolts in the front, 2 bolts in the back. We're going to get started with lifting up the seat as high up as it can go, as far back as it can go, access the 2 front bolts, and then same thing as high up as it can go, and then as far forward as it can go to access the 2 back bolts, giving us access to the sub housing. And then I'm going to go ahead and use the seat belt in the back to hold in the seat in place. And then as you guys can see, With the seat out of the way, giving us full access to the sub housing, should be 4 T15 Torx bits. Now that the sub is exposed, there should be 4 T10 screws, so one right about here, and then 2 up here, and then there should be a plug to disconnect underneath this carpet right here. And then just for reference, we got the stock sub on the left, Bavsound sub on the right, a little dirty over on the left. I'm very excited to get this switched up. And then here is the plug as well. It's just a small tab, press down on, and just pull right on out. So then reinstall process, same thing. We'll put the sub back in, throw in these T10s, the 4, then put on the housing, the 4 T15s, get this seat back on, and then it's the exact same process on the driver's side. Both subs officially installed. They look fantastic. I just did a quick test just to make sure everything was working properly. Oh, I gotta say is wow, even just a quick test, I could already feel the bass just hitting so much harder. It sounds fantastic. We haven't even started with the speakers yet, so I'm very excited. So the same with the removal process. We're just gonna go ahead. The subs are held in by those T10s. Gonna put in the cover back with those T15s. Throw on the bolts for the seat and get working on these speakers. Just like that, subs are fully installed. All the bolts back in, the seat back in. I will just say for the subs and the T10s and then the housing, the cover for the sub, those T15s, just make sure those go as hand tight as you possibly can. You'll feel the resistance. Once you hit that resistance point, you'll know you're good. Just make sure with the seats then as well, with the 4 bolts, those you want to get pretty snug. I mean, obviously, it makes sense why you would want those pretty snug. So those you're going to want to go as hand tight as you possibly can, and then some, a little bit more. So again, you'll feel that resistance. Make sure it's securely bolted. Should be good to go. Then with getting started on the speakers, we're going to go ahead and get started with this top speaker, move our way backwards. The top and the back should be relatively straightforward. All we got to do is just pry open on the cover. Should be 3 T20s back there. And then like I had mentioned, this is the standard HiFi system. If you have the HK system, there'll be a tweeter back there, but with the standard HiFi system, it's just the T20 screws and just the speaker. got this top speaker in. My only advice for up here, just make sure you don't drop any screws. Moving on to the speakers and the doors, we're going to need a trim tool, and there's going to be 5 T20s, so one behind this plastic piece, 2 behind this door trim, and then 1 on the bottom over here, and then a second on the bottom over here. And then just to better explain what I did over here, so there's 4 connections. So this top plug right here goes up in here, simple just unclip here, a second one here, another clip right here that unplugs, and then this bottom clip to the lighting from all the way down here. So just simple unclip of these gives you access to the mid-range speaker. So then once you have the door card removed, giving access to the speaker, it's just 3 more T20 torques, so 1, 2, 3. I did also just want to note, as you guys noticed, I did let you know I do have the HiFi system, but if you notice, I do have an HK tweeter. I did start my audio upgrade a few years ago with the full intention of going all in, the mid-range speakers, the amplifier, all that good stuff. I did notice with the HK tweeters, I was getting a lot of white noise. So in my own time, off camera, most likely, I'm going to go ahead and just do my best to remedy that, just try unplugging and plugging and see what works and what doesn't. For now, I'm just going to leave these unplugged, but it's as simple as unplug that, 3 T20s. Let's continue on with the process. So then getting started with the Bavsound speaker, you're going to see it's a very long wire. You just route the wire behind here, pull back on this sticky stuff, and then here is the other end of it. Route that in, and then I sit everything nice and snug. So then, as you guys can see, speaker is nice and snug. The T20s are nice and secure. We have the Bavsound wire right here coming into the connection, and then I have everything tied off right here, so that way it just stays nice and secure, no rattle, and everything looks great. And then it's just the exact same process on the other side. Both rear speakers fully installed. And same advice as the front, just be careful and make sure not to drop anything. So with the standard Hi-Fi, you just have the speakers back here. HK would have the tweeter here. But yeah, just be careful not to drop anything in this hole. And then quick tip, just to help you out, as you can see, I took out both headrests. Gave me a lot more room, a lot more clearance, and I could actually see what I was doing. So pro tip, take off the headrests. So, I got a haircut. Yeah, it was definitely time for some change. Well, it's been a few days since we upgraded to the Bavsound subs and speakers in the 235i. It did start raining when I was installing this initially, so I just wrapped everything up, called it quits on filming for the day. I did want to give you guys my overall impression that day, but like I said, it started raining, so no worries. Here we are about a few days later. I'm definitely very, very content. My initial impression was you can immediately tell the difference in not only just the clear audio, but just the bass massage too. It's definitely just louder, thicker, and fuller bass, which is exactly what I wanted. Like I had mentioned earlier in the video that I did used to have an E90 with a sub and amplifier in the trunk, so having that loud and thick full bass is definitely something that I personally really like, as well as with the speakers. It's just a lot clearer audio. It just sounds just a lot nicer and clearer than the Hi-Fi system. My only concern, I wouldn't say my only complaint, but my only concern is that with the Hi-Fi system, I did notice that when you would go and put the volume as loud as it can go, it was almost like nah. I would say about putting my audio and put my music on about 75% of the way of volume wise. With the Bavsound kit, I noticed I can go as loud as the car can go, and it's almost not as loud as what it used to be on the Hi-Fi system, even at 75%. So Bavsound does recommend that be patient. There's about a 20-hour break-in period, so I'm curious how that break-in period is going to do, if it's going to get a little bit louder, if it's going to open up and whatnot. So I would say I'm about halfway to the break-in period, so if you're watching this in the near future, feel free to drop a comment down below. We can discuss that break-in period if I noticed anything. I haven't noticed anything out of the ordinary now, so I'm definitely waiting for this break-in period. I'm definitely very excited to see if it opens up, if it gets any louder. I'm also assuming that I probably just need an amplifier as well, so hopefully Bavsound can come out with an amplifier in the very near future. I'm going to try to be patient for that, as I definitely overall like the entire presentation, the entire kit, everything about the experience with Bavsound, their customer service. I was very content with just the overall experience, and then the finished product, very, very content with. Like I said, fuller, thicker, more punchy bass, a lot just clearer audio. So for a little more than $1,000, I'm definitely very, very content. Now I'm just trying to be patient on the break-in period. So if you're interested in a set of speakers and subs from Bavsound, they also do have amplifiers for certain vehicles. Be sure to see that first link down in the description. The website is very straightforward, walk you through the entire process, get you everything specifically for your make and model, so it's a very, very smooth process. But like I said, I'm super content with the Bavsound kit. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give me a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe. Feel free to drop any comments down below with any questions, comments, and concerns, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.